The moment the world first caught a glimpse of the 2026 Daihatsu Rocky 4x4, people instantly knew something wild was coming. Not the cute, cheap, compact SUV people expected from the old Rocky, but a whole new beast. A machine that looks like it was carved straight from boulders, dipped in mud, pressure washed by a waterfall, and then unleashed back into the wild. This new Rocky doesn't care about trends, doesn't chase luxury bragging rights, and doesn't try to look pretty for the city. It's built like it wants to chew through mud, claw over rocks, and push nose first through rivers like they're puddles. The vibe is raw, loud, rugged, all-terrain energy, with the confidence of something that knows exactly what it is, a go-anywhere tank disguised as a compact SUV. You look at it once and instantly know this thing's not here to negotiate. It's here to dominate its way through anything you throw at it. The front end is the first punch to the face. A massive squared grille with thick metal framing, a new grille mesh pattern that looks like industrial steel, and headlights that sit deep inside armored housings like they're wearing tactical helmets. Daihatsu put pure aggression on display with those LED beams. They're crisp, cold, and bright like floodlights shining across a mountain pass at dawn. The bumper isn't a bumper, it's a mini bulldozer. Reinforced steel effect cladding, giant skid plate, and tow hooks sticking out like it's daring you to get stuck so it can pull you out with one hand. The hood is raised and muscular, with two sculpted power bulges that make the engine feel alive even before it starts. Everything up front screams, "Move, or I'll move you." Along the sides, the 2026 Rocky 4x4 takes the compact SUV idea and flips it into a squared, chunky off-road silhouette that looks purpose-built for punishment. The wheel arches are wide and carved sharply, filled with 17 or optional 18-inch all-terrain tires that have deep grooves designed to dig, grip, and spit dirt like angry claws. The roof rails are big enough to tie down kayaks, tents, recovery boards, even a small raft. The ground clearance sits higher than any previous Rocky, giving you a clear advantage when you're crossing rough trails or sliding over broken terrain. The side mirrors are built in a blocky style with integrated wide beam indicators that stay visible even when the car is coated in mud. The doors feel heavy and tight when they close, with a satisfying thump that makes you feel secure before the engine ever turns over. Even the window line is straighter and more rugged, designed to maximize visibility when you're climbing steep inclines or staring down into riverbeds. The rear is all utility. Vertical LED taillights, a chunky rear bumper, dual recovery hooks, and a high-mounted spare tire on the tier top variant that feels like a nod back to old-school off-road rigs. The back glass is almost perfectly vertical, maximizing cargo space while making the Rocky look even tougher. There's also a new water-sealed rear door system with reinforced rubber barriers so you don't get flooded when opening after crossing water. It's these little engineering details that tell you Daihatsu wasn't playing around. They actually tested this thing in mud pits, in mountain climbs, and in deep water channels before deciding it was worthy of the Rocky name. Inside, the transformation is even more surprising. You expect rugged, but Daihatsu gives you rugged mixed with a clean, tech-savvy modern vibe. The cabin has a functional adventure aesthetic with tough materials, raised stitching, rubberized surfaces, and airflow vents that look like they belong on a military aircraft. Everything feels ready for harsh outdoor use, but nothing feels cheap. The dashboard is wide and confident, with a floating 12.3-inch touchscreen right in the center, giving you full control of navigation, off-road telemetry, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a bunch of smart camera views. You feel like you're piloting a machine made for the wilderness. The steering wheel feels thick and grippy, wrapped in water-resistant material, so mud, sweat, or rain don't make you lose control. The seats are supportive and firm, with bolsters that keep you planted when the Rocky tilts aggressively on uneven ground. Daihatsu used a special outdoor-grade upholstery that resists moisture and stains. You can drop mud, sand, even a whole water bottle in here, and the interior shrugs it off like nothing happened. The flooring has optional rubberized mats with drainage channels, so you can literally wash out the interior after a messy day. There's wireless charging, USB-C ports for every seat, LED ambient lighting that adjusts to low visibility conditions, and a new surround view off-road camera system with front, rear, and underbody modes that help you see rocks, logs, dips, and hidden hazards when crawling slow and steady. Even the air conditioning system has a dust filtering mode built for desert driving. Cargo space is impressive, with fold-flat seats and an extended load area that can carry camping gear, recovery kits, or even a full mountain bike with the wheels still attached. But all of this is nothing without performance, and this is where the 2026 Rocky 4x4 makes its boldest statement. Under the hood, Daihatsu brings out a brand new turbo engine that punches way above its weight. A 1.5-liter turbocharged unit tuned to produce a responsive burst of torque at low RPM, perfect for slow rock crawling and steep climbs. Paired with a reinforced CVT with simulated step shifting or an optional 6-speed manual for purists, the Rocky gives you control whether you're cruising highways or bouncing across uneven trails. The torque delivery feels instant, tight, and eager, with enough grunt to push through mud without struggle. Daihatsu tuned the engine and transmission to work as a team, so there's no hesitation when you need power quickly. The 4x4 system is where the Rocky becomes a monster. A full-time all-wheel drive platform with selectable modes gives you options for snow, sand, mud, rock, and water crossing conditions. The locking rear differential is robust, engaging with a deep click that feels mechanical and solid, giving you maximum traction when one wheel slips. There's also downhill assist, crawl control, and a water wading mode that raises the engine idle and optimizes torque for slow-speed river crossing. The air intake sits high, giving you a water wading depth close to 700 millimeters depending on the final spec. That means ponds, flooded roads, and knee-high rivers aren't just manageable, they're fun. The suspension is another major upgrade. A new long-travel system with reinforced stabilizers and beefy shocks allows the Rocky to swallow bumps and dips like nothing. You feel the terrain, but you don't suffer from it. The ride is firm but controlled, making the SUV feel stable even when driving aggressively through dirt paths. The chassis is strengthened with extra bracing, improving durability and giving the Rocky a planted feeling during heavy off-road action. You can hit rocks, slide across uneven edges, and bounce off obstacles without feeling like the SUV is going to twist or rattle apart. When you take the 2026 Rocky into mud, everything changes. The tires bite deep, sending mud flying like rooster tails behind you. The traction control loosens its grip just enough to let the wheel spin when needed, but keeps everything stable so you don't drift out of control. You feel the vehicle powering forward, pulling itself through thick sludge without giving up. The underbody protection shields the oil pan, transmission, and transfer case, so you don't have to worry about sharp rocks hidden under the mud. On rocky trails, the Rocky behaves like a small mountain goat with steel muscles. The approach and departure angles are excellent thanks to the compact body and lifted stance. You can climb over rocks the height of a small stool without scraping. The underbody camera becomes your best friend here, showing you exactly what obstacles are under the SUV so you can maneuver accurately. The torque distribution shifts to whichever wheel has the most grip, letting you crawl slow and steady as the suspension flexes dramatically. This is what the Rocky was made for, conquering uneven terrain with precision and confidence. Through water, the Rocky becomes even more impressive. The sealed electrical system, raised air intake, reinforced door insulation, and water-resistant cockpit make river crossings feel safe and controlled. As long as the current isn't too strong, you glide through with a confident push, water splashing high across the windshield. The cabin stays dry, stable, and quiet. It's an experience that makes you feel like you're driving in a nature documentary. On normal roads, the Rocky transforms into a surprisingly comfortable daily SUV. The cabin is quiet, the seats are supportive, the steering is light but responsive, and the turbo engine handles city driving with ease. Acceleration is sharp, overtaking feels effortless, and the visibility is excellent. You don't feel like you're driving a hardcore off-roader when you're in traffic, yet you know that at any moment, if the world suddenly turned into chaos, this SUV could survive without flinching. Fuel efficiency is respectable for something this rugged, with smart engine tuning and lightweight materials helping to keep economy numbers practical. The hybrid assist version adds even more efficiency, giving you extra torque and smoother low-speed crawling while reducing fuel consumption during city use. Safety is also top tier, with all the latest systems: adaptive cruise control, lane watch cameras, automatic braking, blind spot monitoring, and a new terrain scan system that warns you of deep holes, steep angles, or hidden hazards when crawling slow and steady. Even the air conditioning system has a dust filtering mode built for desert driving.